What is up, guys? Bolt here once again. We're diving into the mechanized infantry specialization of the Russian side here in Broken Arrow. We're gonna have a lot of fun in this one. This is a really cool one. I've already built a deck and well, I might do like a review of that, of a specialization or a deck of mechanized and moto together. But this is kind of how it looks, and without further ado, we're just gonna dive into how the mechanized one looks. And then we'll have a separate video on this one specifically. And the purpose of these videos is basically to give you a little bit of a head start when the game is out, so you don't need to spend too much time understanding what the units do. Now, it is a lot of fun to build the deck yourself, I do understand, but I hope to just help you out a little bit and give you a little bit of background info, you know? And it'll definitely help you get started when you build your own deck. So we're gonna start off in good fashion with the Recon tab here. So we got the Resvetkas. This is a 5-man team. They have an RPG and SVD underbarrel grenade launcher. Pretty decent. It's an RPG 26. Short, like I would say short range. Decent pen on it though, so it's not that terrible actually. 450. Really good stealth though, 2.5. They cannot laser designate, so keep that in mind. But the sniper team here, the 2-man sniper team can laser designate, which is really cool. They have better stealth, of course. And you can give them the KSVK instead of the SV98, giving you 400% or 400 meters more range. And you, of course, have much more penetration. So now both of these sniper rifles do ignore all the cover, but of course this one does more damage. Now then we have the BRM-1K. This is your Recon B, basically BMP. The armor can be upgraded, giving you some more protection against kinetic and heat. But it is a Recon, and do keep in mind that if you do want to do, you know, amphibious things, you cannot do that if you up armor it. Now the weapon, you can upgrade this as well. So you can go for the BRM-1K OBR-21, giving you the autocannon instead of the, you know, the Grom 73mm cannon. So that is something to take into consideration. And you can also upgrade it with the PRP-4A turret. Now this basically is the is just a PKT turret, but now you can laser designate, so it adds that to it. And besides that, you get better optics, so 2000 to 2400. So that's not too bad. Now in the infantry tab, we have a lot of infantry, of course. We have the Moto Strelicky. This is a 7-man team. It's your mainline infantry, I would say. You got 7 men in here. You got AKs, underbarrel grenade launchers. You got 2 LMGs, and you do get the RPG-26, which once again is not that bad. But yeah, 5 rockets, so yeah, you know, keep something else in mind. When you use these units, they might not destroy the tank, but they might neutralize it. Now then we basically have a couple of Moto Strelicky variants. We got these guys with the grenade launcher instead of the RPG. They do get the PKP instead of the 2 RPKs. And we have a Moto Strelicky with the Igla, now, which isn't bad actually. So it's 1800 meters range on helis, 1350 on airplanes, decent damage. And yeah, it's not too bad, you know. So if you get like all 3 of these Moto Strelickys on the field, you basically have you have everything. So you have something against planes, you have a lot against anti-infantry here, and then you just need something against tanks. Now speaking of anti-infantry, we also have the Ognomachikis. These guys have the napalm launchers. So we have the MROZ, which is a top attack, which is pretty cool. It's incendiary as well. It doesn't do much pen, so 20mm. So it won't destroy any tanks, but very light vehicles, it'll definitely one-tap. Or if you want to go full anti-infantry, you can also get the RPO, which fires the thermobaric rockets. Great against infantry. Has a bit of pen as well, but it's mainly against infantry in this case. But yeah, these guys, it's only a 4-man squad, so it's more of a support unit for your main infantry. Now in terms of anti-tank units, we have the PTRK Fagat. Now this guy, or this squad, has 2 launchers, which is very cool. Now these 2 direct attack launchers do 450mm pen, but if you go for the Factoria, you get 550mm pen, so you get a bit more, and you also get a bit more range, so 100 meters extra range. These are not top attack, so you'll need a couple of these to really make a big dent in heavy NATO tanks, and besides that, they can be destroyed by APS, so also do keep that in mind. Now then we have the Pulmachikis. This is a different squad, so Pulmachiki is a support unit. They do have 3 RPGs, but it's mainly about the PKP that these guys have with the basic loadout. You can upgrade this to having 2 cord heavy machine guns. That is really, really, really cool. Last but not least, we have an RPG squad. So RPG 29 Vampire Squad, really good RPGs. 650 mil heat, it's very powerful. It's a 7-man squad as well. So altogether you have really good roster of infantry in this specialization. Now the vehicles, that's where the magic is in this mechanized specialization, of course. So with the BM01, which has a carry capacity of 4, it comes stock with a 30mm with AP, with decent penetration, 100 mil, and has high explosives as well. If you upgrade this, the armor can be upgraded to 100 against kinetic, 180 against heat, and the side and rear also gets upgraded, so it's actually not that bad. Then we move over to the BMP1. Now this is your most basic BMP that you can get. But there are some cool upgrades you can get. So slightly more better armor, but now I want to show you the gun. So it comes stock with the Grom, the 73mm. You can give it an ATGM. You can also give it a better ATGM, forgot M, instead of the regular one, and you get the grenade launcher. Now this is an infantry destroyer, as it is now. Or you can give it the BMP-1 AM loadout, which gives you the 30mm, but honestly, this is what you want. That's an HE cannon, you have a machine gun, you have ATGMs, and you have a grenade launcher. This is going to destroy infantry very easily. You also have BMP-2s. Once again, can be up armored, but what you can really do with the turret is upgrade it to a BMP-2 G turret, gives you an additional weapon, which is a grenade launcher, or the Berejak turret, which keeps everything the same. You just get the Cornet ATGMs instead, with 1000 mil heat, and you get the AGS 30 instead of the 17. Which, you know, for 75 points, that is actually not too bad at all. It's really good penetrating ATGMs. They're fast. They can be destroyed by APS though, and you only fire one at a time. So, yeah, you might want to have a couple of these. Then the BMP-3. This thing has a big cannon, 100mm. Will do a lot of damage against infantry. It does come stock with ATGMs that is fired through the main cannon here. The Arcan ATGMs with 600mm pen, which is really nice. Also has an autocannon here to the side of it, and a machine gun. Now this thing can be upgraded with the BMP-3M turret, which does not change the gun, but it changes the ammunition. So you do get substantially more pen with the ATGM here. So from 600 to 750. Or you go for the Epoca module, which basically turns this thing into a BMPT. So you get the 57mm, you get more machine guns, you get the Cornet ATGMs, and you get Bullets, which is high explosives. But still, decent amount of damage here. 300 mil. But yeah, you basically have 12 ATGMs now, which is really cool. But yeah, 105 points, so keep that in mind, you know. If you do get that, you definitely want the better armor. Now the BTO is a transport, but it comes stock with thermobaric rockets, which is cool, and you can get an up-armored version of it if you really do use these relatively risky. And then we have the ZU-23 on an MTLB chassis, just an autocannon against aircraft. Yeah, it's a good transport. It's cheap, but the ZUs I would say is better against infantry than airplanes, which is decent. But if you do really want to make it better against airplanes, you can put a 30mm on it, which is a non-radar weapon, by the way. 1500 meters range on both low and high altitude aircraft. Does a good amount of damage. It'll wreck infantry for sure. And now you have the Igla N, so it's actually not that bad. Now an ATGM vehicle, we have the Sturm S. This thing is pretty cool. So it comes stock with the Kokon ATGMs. You have 12 ATGMs. In this case, this one is the AP one, so 750mm heat pen, and then we have a more anti-infantry version basically with 130mm heat. You can also increase or change the weapon to the Attacker ATGMs. These are insane. 950mm heat pen on that, and 130 still on the secondary, but yeah, that is nuts. That is absolutely nuts, and these are really fast. So 330 versus, does it say here? Yeah, 280. So you get faster ATGMs too. Then we have two tanks. We have the T-72B1, which can get an engine upgrade and armor increase. as you can see, mainly against heat. And the weapon can be upgraded. So we have the basic T-72B1 without ATGMs. As you can see here, we have AP, HE, and heat. We can get the B version, which gives you the Invar ATGMs. Pretty good ATGMs, not that fast, but still. Or we can go for the BA version, which changes your main ammunition and giving you slightly more kinetic. And it increases the range as well of your main cannon and the ATGM. So that is pretty cool. Then we have the B3. So the B3 is just, you know, just slightly better at everything, but you can now get arena as well. So fully upgraded, you get better heat protection, you get 4 active protection system usages, and you get pretty good ranges and damage as well on your weapons. So this is your main tank in this specialization. And last but not least, we have the coffin launcher. So 800 meters range on these, it's just a big bomb you're launching towards the enemy. It's definitely going to clear something out. It's considered an MLRS, so it's as a trajectory, so it's going to go up like that. Pretty effective against entrenched infantry. I haven't really used these that often, but I think these are mainly used as like mine clearing weapons, so it just shoots a big wire of explosives. But I haven't really used it too much. So in the support, we have a lot. We have a Tunguska M, which stock can already engage missiles, which is really nice. And also has 8 missiles, so ground-to-air missiles, or surface-to-air missiles. Good range on helicopters, you know, 1500 on airplanes, not that bad at all. Really fast missiles as well. You can upgrade it with the Tunguska M1, which changes the missiles. If I just go into the simplistic view, you get more range. That's the main difference. Or you can go for the Panzer, which gives you even more range. Okay, so that's really the main difference in this case. So you get the Panzer loadout, just giving you more range on the missiles. So it goes from the stock being 1500 to the upgraded version being 2400, so 900 meters range more. We have some artillery, and there's a lot of artillery in the specialization. So the Acacia M1, this is your like your basic howitzer, your self-propelled howitzer. So good range. I mean, you have different types of shells as well, high explosive, smoke, and heat. Or you can go for the Acacia M2, which increases your range quite a bit, I believe, right? Or am I just tripping? Nope, it doesn't change anything about... It doesn't change anything to that. Just increases your, decrease your reload time. Yeah, nothing really changes. So you just have basic reload, better reload time with this. Now the Tulpan is the legendary 240mm mortar, but is that even considered a mortar at that point? I mean, it still is, but this thing is nuts. It deletes everything it fires at, which is absolutely insane, and it might get a nerf because it's really, really powerful, and the percussive damage that the soldiers that manning it are getting, they can only like fire it 4 or 5 times before they need a break, or they get actual, you know, brain injury from it. Absolutely insane. If you don't want the mortar variant, you can go for the G.Lawton, which is basically a big artillery piece, 152mm. Now, speaking of big arty piece, you also have the Malka. This is a sniper rifle, basically. Very, very good range on this thing. It is gonna delete whatever it hits directly, so definitely keep that in mind. And artillery is definitely on the rise in this game. With how much artillery has been added to the game, it's kind of nuts. So then we have some anti-air. So the Buck M2 is back, which is really cool. Definitely a very, very useful unit for its price. It's very efficient for its price too. And if you upgrade it to, you know, the Buck M3 for 200 points total, you get more missiles. So you have 6 missiles instead of 4. You get better range. Damage does go down 1, but honestly it's fine. The missile goes faster as well. And it's worth it. This thing is really fun to use, and I believe you can also use it quite well without radar on. It just decreases the range so much. And the cool thing is, these can also intercept the missile, so that's nice. So the MTLB, this is your transport, your cheapest transport you can get. Can be upgraded in its armor, but you can also put different types of weapons on it. So a cord will already do a lot of damage. You can put the KPVT heavy machine gun on it instead. You can put an autocannon on it, 30mm, or autocannon, PKT, and a grenade launcher, but that makes it 75 points compared to 50. So you get it for 50% price increase. You do get better weapons, but it really depends what you want to use this for. If you use it as like infantry support, that might actually be worth it, you know? Because this will do a lot of damage to infantry, but if you're really after that, just get the KPVTs. That's gonna do plenty of damage. Now you do have some infrared AA in this specialization, so you have the Strela 10M3, which you can upgrade. So the base version is 1800 meters range on helis, 1350 on airplanes, so that's pretty nice. The Luknik E changes to the Igla S. You get better range, 200 meters and 150 meters more respectively. Less damage though. But then you can get the Sosna, which is still infrared. It's non-radar, which increases your range from 2000 to 2400 and 1800. So that's really, really nice. And these things are absolutely insane. We also have the Deva. This is a mortar, 82mm, definitely something I would use. And you can upgrade it to the Vasilix, which gives it a magazine size. And basically it's an autoloader mortar. So it'll fire 4 in quick succession, which is great if you want to put down smoke really quick. And then if you do want a heavier mortar, you can get for the 120mm. You'd have a supply truck. This is a big one, luckily. So it's the PTS-4 Duplo. Gives you 12,000 heavyweight carry capacity. It's really nice. It's also amphibious. And it can carry 28 soldiers. So that's pretty dope. Now there's no helicopters. And in airplane tab we have 2. We have the Su-25 SM, which is definitely a, you know, a CAS kind of plane. You can put AA missiles on this. So you have the R60s, which is fire and forget, 2k range. R60 short, oh, you can get 4 of those as well. You can get the R73s, which is fire and forget as well. Or you can get ECM POWs, which is what I would do. Now on the outer pylons, you can either put more short range AA, or you can put rockets. So there's 3 variants, the S8s, the S13s, or the S25s. And the higher you go, basically the bigger the rockets are. You can put bombs on this thing. 8 OFABs of 100 pounds each, I believe these are 100 pounds, right? 100 kilograms. So it's categorized as a low drag bomb, yeah. So you also have incendiary, so basically napalm, or you have the 500 kilogram gravity bombs. Now on the, so what I would do honestly with this is just get rockets. In this case, I don't like these bombs. I want ATGMs on my CAS. Now in the middle pylons, there we go. You can get air-to-ground missiles, so these are ATGMs. These will definitely wreck whatever they hit. Although the penetration is not insane, but if you hit something on the side or something, that's going to do some damage. Or you can get more rockets or bombs. And last but not least, on the inner pylons, you can get more ATGMs, and these are the KH-29 TDs. These are cruise missiles, not ATGMs, excuse me. Which can be fun. Or you can get seed, and this is kind of where it gets interesting. So if you call this thing in, they might turn on their radar AA, but they don't know if you have seed missiles on this thing or not. Okay, so that'll be really cool. And you actually get 2 of these. These are really dang good. So I would probably get that, and then middle pylons you have the ATGMs. So if you do see an AA piece you really want to take out, you can fire both seed and ATGMs at it. And on the outer pylons you just have rockets to just blast whatever you want. And besides that, you still have the cannon, so that's pretty cool. And then you do have one plane. Luckily you can make it a decent air-to-air. So you can put either R73 short range or ECM pods or both on this thing. Middle pylons, more air-to-air missiles, so R77 comes in finally, which gives you some good range, 7k. Or you can put CAB or PBK 500s here, either HE smart bombs or cluster smart bombs. On the inner fuselage, same thing, so R77s or R27s or bombs. And fuselage, literally the same thing. So this is quite a fun plane. So R73s, which are short range. Middle pylon you have R77s. On the inner pylons I would probably also put R77s, and on the fuselage I would just put some CAP 500s. Maybe even the cluster versions. And that makes it 400 points, or you get you get more R77s. But that gives you 6 R77s and 2 short range ones. Or you get a balanced and you get the semi-active ones for 500 meters or 5,000 meters. So you have short range, mid range, long range. So that is it for this specialization. Now my voice is a bit messed up because I'm still a little bit sick, but I hope you enjoyed this video as well. We're gonna go through the 3 original ones as well. So we have the VDV, we have the guard tank, and the coastal. And I'll also try to add a couple of videos, like maybe one with the new divisions here or specializations, and then for Russia and one for America. But we'll have to see. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please do let me know down in the comment section. And I'll see you guys back in the next one. Take care.